Alright, I'm up here in the combine barn. It's also where the spreader sits, and usually the spreader sits right there, but there's some soybeans left over that we don't have any room for, so you can hear the grain bin running over there. I think that sounds like the bean bin. It might be the bean bin or the Brock bin, I'm not sure, but those will be shipped out here probably December, maybe, possibly. But yeah, as you can see, this barn is closed up now and everything is back in here. The grain table, the case corn head, and the green corn head. So now I'm going to follow up on the what I was talking about there in my last video. The last video I posted was about the question I get almost every harvest video, and that is, why do you guys run 2 combines? And really, I mean, you can look at it either way. I mean, I hope you can see, because that's the only good spot I've got to prop y'all's up at. Really, it depends on what you look at. I mean, okay, so we have a 1992 Case International 1660 2-wheel drive base machine. It's got about 2,900 engine hours on it, I think that's what it is. We bought it in 03 or 04 from a guy, and at that time we just had the 9550 Walker System combine, and we were harvesting for a guy, and we were combining a good 800 acres for him with a 9550. So this was when I was like 4 or 5 years old. My uncles are like, we need a second combine. So that's when they found this combine. It came with a 1066 6-row corn head and a 1020 22.5 foot grain table. That grain table we got rid of last year because we don't run beans with this thing anymore. But so, and then we had the 2007 John Deere 9660 bullet rotor, 4-wheel drive. It's the Hoss Cat. It's the Hoss Cat. I can't remember how many hours. It's below 2,000 hours is what it's on it. We got it in 2011. We sold our 9550 to a guy, and we upgraded to this. We found it down in Hopkinsville. If y'all remember Raider Implement down around Hopkinsville area, it's now Hudson Equipment. Of course, Hudson owns pretty much every John Deere store in West Kentucky, northwestern Tennessee, southern Illinois, in that area right there. They got like 20 stores. Anyway, we bought it, and it came with this 630 Hydroflex grain table, and we got a very cheap, good deal on it for the low amount of hours it had on it. No corn head, because we kept that 6-row corn head with it that we had on the 9550 before. And somebody did correct me. It's actually a 643 poly conversion corn head. I'm glad somebody, I can't remember your name, I looked at the comment this morning, and thank you for clearing that up. I was not sure of the model number, but it's a 643 corn head with a poly nose conversion. So thank you. So anyway, back to the combines. We do not harvest for that guy anymore, so we're just doing our own ground and a few customers within Cecilia and Rineyville area. They're in between, just a few customers. The custom harvesting we do might add up to about 300 to 400 acres. closer to the 300 mark, I would think. But so now this harvest season worked out weirdly and awesomely. We got done with corn before we ran a single acre of soybeans. Most years that doesn't happen. Most years we get the 1660 out, service it, go through it, get it ready for corn, which that's the only way it is. Stays on corn, and we start shelling corn. Somebody's running it the majority of the time, and then the 9660 we got ready for soybeans. So say we're running our own personal cornfields, and a customer calls up and says, hey, my soybeans are ready. Well, instead of having to flip-flop combines, this one can keep running in corn, and we can take that one to that customer and start running their soybeans. And that gets more acres knocked out of the way while we're getting our own crops done. And it's like when we switch over to our own soybeans with that one, we can start taking this one to other customers to run their corn for them, like the dairy over in Ronnieville. We ran 110 acres? 110 acres, something like that. Maybe more than that, I'm not sure. With this combine in 3 days. I did have video of that. So, corn is all that is ran through this machine because it does a little more efficiently in corn than it did in soybeans. The 9660, it's got that contour master, and it floats with the ground. Press a button, goes up, press a button, goes down. Works perfectly. That 9550, it was just a straight platform on that feeder house, and it didn't flex any. So, whatever. Anyway, so, yeah, one can be running in corn and the other one can be running in soybeans at the same time. That way we get more acres knocked out, and we don't have to flip-flop combines, set it all up different settings and that whatever. Now the John Deere does run corn rarely. Well, usually. If say there's more corn, if people plant more corn in a year than soybeans, usually we'll run both of them side by side to get more knocked out. But we did not run any corn with it this year, and it doesn't look like we will. Because we're done. But so, and yes, they are both paid for. They are both paid off. The last payment on that one was last year. It was 2015. Last payment on it, we took a 5-year financing thing on it. We bought it in 11? No, 10 or 11, something like that. So they're both paid for, and that's the majority of the reason right there. They're both paid for. They're good, hard-working machines, and, you know, with the amount of acres we run, which it's less than it's 500 or less, 550 or less total all around. We couldn't justify one combine. I mean, if push come to shove, yes, we could run the 9660 by itself without the 1660, but it's just like I don't know, I guess it's like you've got one machine and you got a backup too. Of course, you don't run beans with this red one, but whatever. We could always find a grain table, but we don't plan on it. So, and I'm seeing, there's farmers around here that's farming 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 acres, and they're running one combine, and I do not see how they are doing it. I mean, I could justify that they don't have enough workers or enough equipment operators. You got one guy running a combine, another on a grain cart, and then 2, possibly 3 semi-drivers. So that's 5 people right there. Where on our farm we've got my 2 uncles, my dad, me, and my cousin. That's 5 guys. One could be running this in corn, and then one hauling grain back and forth. Possibly 2. Say we're running corn, 1 combine, 2 wagon operators. The other one could be running beans for somebody, and that's a 1-person job as long as that farmer is unloading for us. So that's a 1-man operation on custom work most of the time. So, and So, I mean, that's basically the reason we run 2 combines. I mean, that is as big as we could probably go with that combine right there, because 30-foot table is getting really close. I mean, you got a few inches on some of these fence rows we got to go through, and a 35-foot table would not fit. And then this brings up the question, well, why are you guys running 6-row corn head on a basically 12-row capable combine? Well, 6-row corn planter works perfect. It does take a little bit longer, but like I said, fence rows and tree lines, some of our fields are not big enough for a 12-row planter. An 8-row planter would be ideal, but that would involve us replacing these 2 corn heads to get 8-row corn heads. And then if you look, okay, I'm moving y'all for a second. If you look, this barn hallway is close as it is. With a 30-foot table and 2 6-row corn heads, this barn is full. So you can't really fit 2 8 rows and a 30-foot table in here. So we'd have to find more barn room. So I don't know. I mean, that corn planter of ours is late 90s, early 2000s model, and I don't see us replacing it anytime soon. I mean, we keep it serviced, we keep it updated, and we try to take care as much as we can. And knock on wood, it's been a really great planter. It's been better since we put the 4455 planting with it instead of the 4055, but I've already explained that story somewhere. So there you go. We run 2 combines. They're both paid for, and you know, say what you will about it, but it really is an ease of mind when you've got 2 combines running instead of just one. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope that explains it a little bit. There's a few questions that I keep getting every single video. It's like, how many acres do you farm? Frequently asked questions. Facts is what I should say. I do need to probably put a video up of that, frequently asked questions, so I can stop getting these repeated comments and questions. But there's that one solved. These two machines are great. They are top of the line for us. I mean, you can get a 1680, but I mean, this 1660 is awesome. I mean, I enjoy running it. I enjoy running the John Deere even more. But I mean, I spent all day and night in this machine, this harvest, a few days, and you know, the Deere is more luxurious, I guess you would say. But they're both good working machines and nothing to complain about, and it works great for our operation. Same thing with the gravity wagons. We cannot justify owning our own semi, for goodness sake. We farm 300 acres of grain by ourselves. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and hopefully regular scheduled programming will come back to it. I don't know what kind of repairs got to be done, but anyway.